I'm Daniel Madison. Welcome back. Thanks for being here. I really do appreciate you choosing to spend a little bit of time with me and Charlie today. Michael Weber said, if it's not face to face, then it's not magic. I want to talk a little bit about that in today's video, and also I want to spread a little bit of positivity. So to begin with, my deck of playing cards has been out of order for a few days and it's melting my brain, so I'm going to put the deck in order and then let's talk. Madison, if you were a real magician, you could have just snapped your fingers and the deck would have been put back in order. But Madison, I'm trying to demonstrate a point by doing this, and that's actually an interesting way to start this video, I think, on the subject that Michael Weber has put into my mind and it won't leave, and it hasn't been able to leave for such a long time, and I agree with it to a certain extent, and there are parts of it that I don't necessarily disagree with, but it's a very interesting topic to speak about. When I do magic every day, by the way, every single day, and very rarely do I catch it on film, very rarely do I want to catch it on film. And again, bleeding into this topic, every time I do magic, or almost every time, I try to end with the same piece, with the same idea. The deck that has been used throughout the performance, shuffled, messed up, mixed up constantly, and then at the end the deck ends up back in new deck order. I try to end like that every single time I perform, always. So seeing me put the deck in order is something outside of, it kind of breaks the rules of my own deception, because anybody who's seen me perform in real life, if they were to see me putting the deck in order properly like anybody would, then it doesn't make sense how I can do it by shuffling the cards. I can do that by shuffling a few cards a few times, and then strangely, through this magical deceptive skill, the deck is put back in order, right? So I've kind of just given up the secret by just putting the deck in order normally. And the point being, it's a very kind of, not meta, kind of meta-modernist idea that magic, if it's anything but real life, if it's anything but face-to-face, it's not real. Now, I like this idea. I like how challenging this idea is. Let me start by saying a few things. Michael Weber has a website. Really, what's it called now? Really effing, F swear word, ing, really effing smart.com or really effing clever.com. But his whole act, his whole character, which you won't like me saying, or referring to him that way at least, is you can't see him anywhere unless it's live. It's the only way you can see him. And if you try and film him, he'll tell you not to, because you're putting a wall in between you and him. I really love that. I really admire that, and I wish I could live the same way. I'm kind of the polar opposite of that. The only way you can see me is on a screen, so I'm the opposite. And you know, Michael tries to talk me around that. He tries to talk me out of that. He always wants to see me at conventions and play to get me there, to kind of break me out of that. He's a very helpful, useful soul, always trying to do the best for magic. And his idea that magic isn't real unless it's in person is a very powerful thing, and a very wise idea for us all to kind of think about. When it's on film, we have the opportunity and the ability to do what I do and incorporate the whole concept of filming and editing as part of the artistry. For me, that's a huge part of the artistry. I absolutely love editing video. It's incredible, the level of control that you have over what the audience is going to see of the final piece, the amount of freedom you have to play around with effects, filters, the music, sound effects, you know, the whole black and white, the whole everything that I do, the whole mirror thing that I've kind of become accustomed to, which I haven't done that in the past few videos, simply because it's kind of, I kind of want to step away and find a new little thing, but the mirror thing's it's become quite an easy thing. so that in its own world, in its own sense, becomes its own entertainment. It becomes its own kind of performance, away from magic, but borrowing from my innate or my nature, my natural side, which is from a magical world. But I definitely agree that when I'm seeing magic on TV, on film, on YouTube, I think we have to accept that we are watching theatre. It's a theatre, so anything goes. Okonkwo, the old Bill Kalush tattoo on my arm. Okonkwo, by any means necessary. So when Criss Angel completely fabricates everything that you see, the magicians, the purists will tell you that it's all fake, whereas I'll tell you that it's all real, because it's real. I'm watching on TV, therefore I'm watching a performance, I'm watching a piece of theatre. I accept that if I saw him in real life, he wouldn't be able to do all that. I accept that, and that's why I enjoy it, because I understand it. So in that sense, Criss Angel's like me. We're on the same side, I guess, and Dynamo too. I've told this story before about Dynamo's bookings. People would book Dynamo expecting him to be able to levitate and do the things they've seen him on TV, but he'll turn up and do an ambitious card routine, and it kind of doesn't make sense. That I'm not knocking Dynamo in any way. I'm a friend and a huge fan. I'm kind of pointing out the danger. One of the dangers of being a digital artist and being a theatrical artist is you kind of limit yourself when you do go out into the real world. For me, one of the things I love, one of the practices that I incorporate and practice constantly is this one idea. Online, and when you see me on film, and when you hear about me and you see my things, whatever I'm doing, I like the idea that you're left with the judgment that I'm not actually that good. For me, it looks like style over substance. That's very important to me, because then when you meet me, then you realize it's the other way around. It's substance over style. I'm just having fun, you know. There's nothing quite as rewarding as being seen as somebody who's all about image and being judged, saying that he's not that good with playing cards, and then meeting those big names and incredible artists, and then they say, whoa, you actually do know what you're doing. That's very rewarding, and that kind of plays into the whole theatre and the whole act, me being a character, me being an actor. You know, the few people who know me the closest, when they're with other people and they say, oh, what does Madison do? Like, those people will say, oh, he's a professional actor. He's been acting the same character for the past 20 years. Because it's theatre, it is theatre. So I kind of limit myself when it comes to a real life performance in a way that you're not really going to get the same experience that you get online. My hope is that when you see me in real life, it's something much more meaningful, much more powerful, much more special. And one of the reasons that I don't like cameras around me when I'm performing, I don't like that, because it's a completely different world which wouldn't really translate on film the way that it does in real life. And I really, really want to protect the nature and the real, I want to protect the magic of it, because when it's real, when it's in real life and when it's in that moment, it's real. When you bring a camera into it, then you put a wall there, you bring all these things along with the camera which make it kind of uncomfortable and not real. Like, who's that magic for? Is it for the sake of the experience, or is it for this audience who's going to watch an edited version? Even I don't really understand it fully, but I know that I want to protect the real nature of magic when I'm performing. You bring a camera in and it kind of takes something huge away from that. But then saying that, to contradict myself, filming magic and doing magic on film, for me, this year is going to be a huge part of my artistry. I want to explore a different way of presenting magic on film, live magic on film, and hopefully I can achieve that this year. That's going to start this year, so this video might be just me contradicting myself. I'm interested in everybody else's thoughts about that, about the idea that magic isn't real. if it's online, it's not real. It can't be trusted. And we can't trust magic in real life anyway when it's live. But online, you know, anything's game. So we could watch a TV magician, we could watch Chris Angel, and it's 100% CGI. So in that sense, magic isn't real for one side of the argument. But for me, as that kind of viewer who appreciates that, for me it's very real. Like the film, I don't know, any film, Inception. Do I sit there and watch that and say, that's not real, that can't happen? Oh, did you see that bit? That couldn't have been possible. He couldn't have actually done that. No, it's a suspension of belief, which magic also brings. But then magic is based on deception, so that when you see it anyway, instinctively you don't want to trust it. You don't want to trust it. Magic becomes real when it has nothing to hide. I love that. That's one of the mantras that I live by. When you invite more reality into your deception becomes more realistic. So, okay, and there's so much more I can talk about with Weber, with what Weber said. Mad respect for him, by the way. But I want to move on, and I saw Chris D'Elia, a huge fan of his, and I noticed a few people calling him out, saying that his brand was all about spreading hate. And I thought, that's interesting, because he is a little bit like that. He does kind of poke a lot of fun at people, and that's his comedy, that's his right, and it's hilarious. And to have fun made of you by someone like Chris would be an honor, you know. But I noticed that he noticed some people calling him out, and he addressed it. And I like to think that he sat back and thought about it and changed his approach, because the next few videos were really positive, and he started this idea, spread positivity. I know that a friend of his took his own life, and it kind of made him think as well. But anyway, I'm just a spectator watching all this. I'm just an audience member. Then he put the idea into my head at the same time, after yesterday's video when I was talking so negatively, that it's a choice when you want to talk negatively about people and about industries and whoever and anything, you know. It's a choice. So I made that choice, and I kind of felt like I wanted to make up for it. So of all the bad things that I did say and negative things, there's so many positive things. Like I look into the industry every day. I'm always looking for a new artist to be intrigued by and to be interested in and to invest my time into, and I'm always looking at the artists that I'm already interested in to see what they're doing next. So some of the regular places that I look at, it's been a long time since I went to illusionist.com. They have some great playing cards there, and as a playing card connoisseur, enthusiast, whatever the word is, in the world of playing cards, it is all down to your personal taste, right? So my personal taste means I don't like this deck and I like this deck. It doesn't mean if I say a deck is rubbish, a deck is terrible, it means it's terrible. It doesn't mean that, and hopefully people don't think that way. Freedom of speech, your own opinion, obviously. I shouldn't be even having to say that. But illusionists do some great playing cards. They also do some terrible playing cards. Just like any magic company, just like me. Just like me when I was an illusionist, ironically. Theory 11, I love Theory 11. I love all their playing cards. And you can always count on T11 for that style. They kind of have... JB always has that one thing that continues throughout every deck, which is the attention to detail in that style. You can always recognize a Theory 11 deck of playing cards. Whether it says Theory 11 on it or not, you know it's a Theory 11 deck. And that's a really, really special thing. Like, they're like the royalty of playing cards. Dan and Dave kind of cover everything, but not everything. This is one thing that Art of Play is an incredible website, but I know there are a few people who think that Art of Play, that's where all the playing cards are. They're not. There's so many amazing playing cards that are not at Art of Play. So it's kind of your duty as somebody into playing cards and somebody fascinated by playing cards to kind of explore, go exploring. A great place to look is Instagram. Search around for new playing cards. You'll find links all over the place to Kickstarter projects and new artists popping up everywhere. And playing cards, you know, the playing card industry, the playing card community is an incredible place. It's a fascinating place, and I love it so much. I love to see decks I don't like. I love to see decks I do like. And I love to see and hearing about other people's opinions and seeing what people do with playing cards. And I like to be proven wrong. I like to see a deck that I think is terrible and the rest of the industry says no, it's good. And they make a deck famous. Franco Pasquale, I'm a huge fan of his. I know that he's not a part of Benji anymore, the entry company, but they did some great things. But I know that Franco's got some more incredible things on the way. He's a guy to look out for. Bill Davis, he's got an incredible deck on the way, which I'm going to be talking about on film very soon. Blaine's got some dope decks on the way, and Chris Ramsey, everybody knows Chris Ramsey's decks. But what my theory, my philosophy with playing cards these days is always seek out, always look for the independent artist. Orbit, Chris Brown, right? Orbit's got some incredible decks. Always look for the independent artist and support them. Obviously you have to like the deck, you have to invest into the deck and the artist, but I would sooner choose an independent artist than anybody else, because you know it's come from a very pure place. But saying that, not to knock businesses or the industry, you know, companies do make some incredible playing cards, they do. And if you put all that judgment aside of what you think, what your opinion is of artists or the industry and companies, and you just judge a deck of playing cards for what it is, there's so many beautiful decks of playing cards out there. We are all so lucky to be spoiled for choice. And also we're so lucky that so many people now are going to Carton Monday for their playing cards to be produced, because they are the best. They are the best. A lot of people still go to USPC, and they always will. USPC do that double crush stock, which everybody became a fan of all of a sudden, because we all told you to be a fan of that. You know, the marketing behind that was incredible, and everybody kind of fell for it. But saying that, the double crush or the single crush feels great. Carton Monday have that on the way too. Carton Monday have some incredible things on the way, especially from me. The playing cards I have lined up for this year, can't wait to get them out there. Can't wait to let them speak for themselves. I did have a few more things to talk about. I want you all to check out my friend Villain V. He's got some incredible videos, and I'm finding myself seeking out a lot more YouTubers and a lot more people who are in support of playing cards and the art of Magic and the deceptive practices. So there are a lot of deck review channels I love that I'll be giving shout outs to on this channel. But I guess I'm going to stop talking because I've been talking forever on this video. I just wanted to kind of give a more positive note and talk a little bit about the idea that Michael Weber put in my head, and that I want to kind of see what you guys think and get the opinion from you all about that. Thanks for listening, thanks for being here, from me and from Charlie. I'm worried about you, Charlie. Thanks. See you next time. Slow motion falling.